Time now for your San Francisco 49ers update. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis for Niners Radio. The 49ers getting back to work on Wednesday to prepare for an important NFC West division against their longtime nemesis, the Seattle Seahawks. The Niners got back to work on Wednesday after their win over the Minnesota Vikings in week number 12 at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Here are the current update on Niners Radio injury upfront. For the players that did not practice on Wednesday, Deebo Samuel, receiver with the groin, linebacker Fred Warner, hamstring, both have been ruled out for at least one game, maybe two, for this Sunday's critical contest versus the Seattle Seahawks up in Seattle. Running back Trey Sermon with the ankle, Dre Greenlaw, linebacker, groin, linebacker Marcel Harris is currently in the concussion protocol and did not practice on Wednesday. Defensive end Nick Bosa, Alex Mack, Trent Williams are on rest mode, and JaMycal Hasty has been limited practice. Practicing in full is Kevonta Street. The Niners also made some transactions on Wednesday for signed two players to the practice squad, linebacker Justin March and safety Doug Middleton. 49ers coming into this series against the Seattle Seahawks are trying to rebound from a disappointing 28-21 defeat back earlier in the season. The Niners coming into this series have lost 9 of its last 10 of 11. You go back to the NFC Championship against Seattle in January of 2014, and then they end up with a loss. They end up have lost 14 of their last 16 going back to their NFC Championship in January of 2014 at the end of the 2013 NFC Championship. The Niners currently in the last 3 games have averaged 38.10 seconds of time of possession, the second highest in the NFL. Only Washington football team has had a better time of possession of 38 minutes and 53 seconds. The 49ers have scored at least 30 points or more in each of their last 3 games. The first time that happened since they did that for 4 straight weeks, from weeks 4 through 8 back in 2013, some 8 years ago. Nick Bosa's 11 sacks this season are the most by a 49ers defensive lineman since DeForest Buckner had 12 sacks back in 2018. This crucial matchup for the San Francisco 49ers, that they're right in the thick of the wild card picture in the NFC. They sit at 6th place for the 6th seeded spot at 6-5. They'll take on a Seattle Seahawks team who coming in had lost 3 in a row since their bye week. The Seahawks sit dead last in the NFC West. The game will be taking place at Lumen Field up in Seattle. Kickoff time is at 1:25 Pacific. You can catch the game locally on KPIX CBS 5. The announcers of this game will be Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins will give you the play-by-action. The game will also be broadcast on the U.S. 49ers radio network on KNBR 680, 104.5 FM, and 107.7 FM, The Bone, as Greg Papa and Tim Ryan with the play-by-play and action live from Lumen Field up in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle. Also, a reminder, in case you missed it, on Tuesday, the NFL has announced that the 49ers Cincinnati Bengals game in their Week 14 matchup, originally scheduled for a 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time kickoff, has been switched to a 1:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It went from 10 a.m. local Pacific time to 1:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff for the marquee matchup, as the Niners will take on the Cincinnati Bengals for an interconference matchup and a rematch of both Super Bowls 16 and 23. That will be coming up on December the 12th. That's a 1:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time kickoff. That will be on CBS. 49ers Foundation Holiday Sports Auctions continuing through on Wednesday, December the 1st. Bid to join 49ers team president Al Guido, the bid for a suite on December 19th when the 49ers take on the Atlanta Falcons at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Visit 49ers.com for more details. This auction ends Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. KNBR Holiday Sports Auction presented by TBCO for Good support our mission to educate and empower Bay Area youth throughout direct service programs. And all the proceeds of this from the 49ers Foundation will also go to a good cause, helping our youth in the Bay Area. And finally, the Niners squad presents Red and White Bash, Christmas toy drive raffles admission. One unwrapped toy per person. All toys will be donated to the CAFA.org. The dress code will be red and white, semi-formal attire. All you have to do to come into this event, you bring one unwrapped toy and wear the red and white semi-formal attire. That will get you into the big red and white ball bash. There will be a DJ named Harvard Deocious in the mix. This event will be taking place on Saturday, December 11th, Saturday night, December 11th, at the Moose Lounge, located at 1825 Mount Pleasanton Road in San Jose. For more information on this upcoming holiday event, please go to carefororsquad.com. That's carefororsquad.com. This event is a semi-formal attire, and you must be at least 21 and over to attend. For the latest news on 49ers news and so much more, go to 49ers.com and check us out also for future purchase tickets for future Niners home games as they make a stretch drive towards the playoffs. Go to Ticketmaster.com/49ers. That's Ticketmaster.com/49ers. And check us out for all of Niners Radio. Go to YouTube, click on Niners Radio, and check us out on Twitter at Brian Davis, Niners Radio 49. That's Brian Davis at Niners Radio 49, and email at NinersRadio49@gmail.com. That's NinersRadio49@gmail.com. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. Thank you for listening to this 49ers update on Niners Radio. Niners Radio is an association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network. 49ers football celebrating 75 years of forever faithful to the Bay.